She got her start working on Wall Street before carving her path in the media space. Vivian, too, took her money knowledge to social media, building her platform known as Your Rich BFF, which provides a guide to financial literacy.
Everybody loves talking about high-yield savings accounts, but no one ever actually shows you how to get one. So I'm going to. I'm going to let you in on a secret to crush your credit card debt fast. Here's a little explainer on how to find the index funds with the lowest fees. Everyone says you should invest, but no one explains to you how to do it. So I will. If you want more tips to live your best financial life, I'm Vivian, your rich BFF and your favorite Wall Street girly, and I'm giving you the secrets.
And now she's ready to show her financial mentoring skills on the page in her new upcoming book, Rich AF. Joining us now is the personal finance guru herself, Vivian, too, founder of Your Rich BFF. Thanks so much for being here, Vivian. So obviously you have a lot of media present, content creator presence out there. Now getting into a new kind of content in a book form. I'm just curious, first of all, why you decided to go the book route in addition to all of the other content that you're putting out there.
It actually came just because the BFFs were asking for a book. They were saying things like, hey, your videos are so helpful. They're 60-second snippets of little tips and tricks. But is there a place where I can find everything I need to do, step by step, if I want to be good with my money, if I want to be more financially stable and feel more confident and capable in my financial journey? I want to go from A to Z, and I thought the easiest way to do this would be to write a book so that people could read it from page 1 to the very last page.
And so, Vivian, let's get into some of these tips and tricks here for our listeners. In terms of budgeting, Vivian, you talk about the 50-30-20 rule. Walk our audience through what that means.
Yeah, I love the 50-30-20 method because it is one of the easiest budgeting strategies. Essentially what you do is you see what you are taking home in terms of cash, and then you split it up. 50% goes towards needs, so things like your rent payment or groceries. 30% goes to wants, so that's getting your nails done or going to grab a drink with friends. And 20% goes to all of your financial setup for the future, so saving, debt pay down, and investing.
Savings is such an interesting topic for me, right? Because it is so hard for so many people to do. What's your number one tip when it comes to advising people how to save, how much to save, how to think about saving?
Yeah, so I think the easiest thing people can do when it comes to saving is to make a quick switch from a traditional savings account to a high yield savings account. This is so easy because high yield savings accounts are offered through FDIC insured institutions, very similar to a traditional bank. However, instead of giving you, I believe the national average right now is 0.46% in interest, a high yield savings account will give you somewhere between 4 to 5% right now in annual percentage yield.
And Vivian, on that same topic of savings, you talk about the 7-day rule. Explain that.
Yeah, this is a little bit of mental gymnastics that I use to help make myself a smarter shopper, especially during the holidays where words like deal, coupon, discount are everywhere. Essentially, if there's something that I want, I go and I put it into my digital cart, and then I just exit out of the tab and I go somewhere else and I wait for 7 days. In 7 days, if I still really want that thing or that service, I can go back and get it. But in 7 days, if I've totally forgotten about it, I probably didn't need it or want it that bad to begin with.
I actually, even though I would really have a hard time with that, I kind of love that suggestion. Vivian, I want to take a step back as well and talk about the idea of the rich BFF and sort of how to get rich, if you will. The tips that you're offering, are you sort of focused on, getting rich per se? Is it focused on wealth building? How do you think of kind of the services that and the advice that you're offering to people?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with wealth building, but also just setting yourself up for financial security and demanding the most that you possibly can out of life and your money. It has a lot to do with making sure that you're negotiating your worth at work and your career effectively every single year, asking for that raise. It has a lot to do with, hey, maybe delay gratification for a short period of time so that today you can take care of future you through investing, but also the simple day-to-day blocking and tackling like budgeting and saving.
And Vivian, on investing, when I was first starting out, first started working and was able to invest, this is a long time ago, I remember getting the advice, Vivian, you know what, just dollar cost average into the most boring, plain vanilla, cheap index funds you can find, max out the 401k. I remember being taught this, right? This is by business reporters and editors who were teaching me this. Is that still good advice, Vivian, to the youngins who are listening right now?
I absolutely believe that is still really great advice. I think these days people want to have a get-rich-quick scheme and something that's flashy and exciting because that's what we've seen in pop culture and in the movies. But investing, ideally, if you're doing it right, is actually pretty boring. It's slow and steady, and that is how you're going to actually be able to effectively build wealth over time. And of course, like you mentioned, dollar cost averaging just helps you weather any sort of, highs and lows and dips, but also taking advantage of your 401k. A lot of employers these days are offering that employer match, so make sure you are not leaving any free money on that table.
Yeah, definitely. So when it comes to your BFFs, as you call them, the folks who are watching your content, what is the stuff that they want? What advice do they sort of want the most? Where do they feel like the biggest gaps in their knowledge is?
I think most importantly is that they want advice and information that's going to impact their day-to-day lives, stuff that they didn't necessarily learn about in school. So I would say the hottest topics right now are how to tackle debt, in particular student loan debt, how to buy a home, how to invest properly instead of just trying to buy the most recent, crypto phenomenon or meme stock. People really do want to be smart and responsible with their decision making, and I'm happy to help.
Your Rich BFF founder, Vivian, too. Vivian, thank you so much. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.